I had a feeling something like this would happen, because ever since BlackMyth WuKong was revealed 4 years ago, no content has been shown on any console. All of the gameplay that's shown is only on PC. So as time passed on, people started to ask questions and wonder why there's no console gameplay. You know, I'm not gonna just blame this on Game Science, the developers of WuKong, completely, because Xbox has had many opportunities to leave the old generation Xbox console behind, just like PS5 did. This is the exact same problem Cyberpunk faced during its development. It was in development for 7 years, and everybody thought, man, this game is going to be amazing. They just have it cooking in the oven for this long time to polish it as best as they can. But the problem is that they were trying to add all these next-gen features to a game console that could not handle them. Same thing is happening with the Xbox and how it's been delayed indefinitely. Do you hear me? BlackMyth WuKong on Xbox has been delayed indefinitely. And this was announced by Microsoft. Can you imagine that? You and I are gamers, and we both know how excited we get when the game is about to come out. Anticipating playing the game, imagining how it feels after years of seeing the gameplay. And a week before it's about to be released, it gets canceled indefinitely. I even remember when I used to pre-order those special edition games, and then I would go to the midnight releases at the GameStop, get the hard cases with the special memorabilia and the hard book strategy guide. That stuff was epic, man. And they offer something similar to that with the special edition of WuKong. And a week before it comes out, you cancel it on them? Wow, that's crazy. But this isn't surprising to me. Like I said before, there was no gameplay except for PC with all the footage they've shown over the past few years. And a couple weeks ago, I wanted to do some research. So I decided to go back and look at Game Science's history. What games have they made previously, whether on console or whether on PC? Well, they're fairly new in that they've been around since 2016. And at that time, they developed a game called The Art of War, Red Tide. It's a RTS, a real-time strategy that combines elements of tower defense with a large-scale cross-platform multiplayer battle. And this is actually only on PC. The other game that's still in development is called 100 Heroes. And these games haven't got much attention, but both of them are on the PC. So they don't have much console experience at all. And WuKong is actually the first game that they've tried to implement or port to console. And I talked about this in my other video. If you look at the Steam store page and compare it to other games that have released, the system requirements are a little bit more than average. They say that the minimum requirements is that you need an Intel Core i5-8400 or AMD Ryzen 5. These are pretty standard. They're good, but they're like low end in the grand scheme of things. And then they ask that you get a GTX 1060. Again, a GPU that's pretty low end. But here's the thing. They recommend higher specs. And this is when you're teetering into the more high-end PCs. Because when you go into like i7 and Ryzen 5 5500, these are considered pretty mid to high-end specifications. And then they bumped it up to 2060 RTX GeForce GPU. So I guess they know that it was pretty taxing on your system. So this is a PC. Just imagine how it would be on a console. Now, this still doesn't make sense with all the crashes. Like I said, I spoke about this before about how, you know, the reviews seemed like it was good, but there were a few issues that need to be dealt with. And no game comes without bugs, so that's expected. But it just doesn't make sense when they say that they recommend above recommendations. I have a PC that is way above the specifications in terms of the GPU and the processor, and it was still crashing like crazy. So there's something else going on in the water that they might not be sharing. Maybe they're having difficulty with the transition to console because this is the first time they're doing it. I don't know, but let me just speak from experience a little bit and then I'll end the video, because I'm a game developer and I'm actually developing a game in Unreal Engine 5, and it's hard not to put really good graphics into your game, into your project, so that it can look beautiful and so that people can have an enjoyable time playing it. So that being said, when I brought out my beta on Steam, certain people could not download that game on their computers. That was my first time actually releasing a beta for my game, so I didn't really know how to allocate the specifications or the system requirements that were needed in order to play the game. And with a game like BlackMyth WuKong, you can see how stunning the game looks, and it makes sense why some of this stuff is happening, because the game looks like far beyond what this company, Game Science, has been capable of making on their resume. Anyways, I think that overall the game is really fun in that it came with problems that you should expect with a new game coming out. And Honestly, I think that it'll be ironed out over time. I don't know when they're going to have a release date for the Xbox, but I truly feel sorry for you guys because I'm actually, before I converted to PC, I was Xbox exclusive. So I would have been pissed off knowing that a week before one of my most anticipated games comes out, I'm not going to be able to play it. So I got to go buy a PS5. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I appreciate you watching to the end. And I will be covering BlackMyth WuKong extensively. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more. And this is actually interesting because I tried the benchmark experience when I went to the actual stores page to see how it would look on my system. If you want to check that out, here's the video and you can see my PC specs and everything like that. So I'll see you over there, fam. Be right out.